Okay. Now to see what kind of thralls do we actually have in my base. Oh, Finbar, you're... Blood Drinker, you don't have bones? We might have to spawn in some of our thralls, Canty. I'm looking. We might have to respawn in some of our thralls. It doesn't look like all of the tier 4s actually got... every tier 4 is supposed to have a bonus to one of the 3. Well, it depends on the thrall, but like I'll take blacksmith for example. A bonus to durability, a bonus to piercing, or a bonus to damage for a blacksmith. For an armor smith, it's yeah, and they're dictated by there's actually a blue icon on top of their regular icon. So example, Finbar, who I got, his bonus is to weight, which just means you get more of a weight difference, which is not bad, but sad, because you really want durability or armor, reducing weight. While it's good, on the same token, there are better things, and so it's kind of like, oh, but then like one of the ones that I'm looking at doesn't have anything. I don't know if they should, so I'm trying to look at that. It's supposed to be... My understanding was all the tier 4 have them. according to everything I've read and seen, yes. But that, I mean, it's not like there's good documentation somewhere. You know what I mean? So they didn't patch note what everyone became. I don't think, unless I didn't see that. Let's see what it said. Alright. Full patch notes here. Crafting thrall. Hmm. It does use the word some. It does say some. Okay. But then it said should have their specialization assigned. I just thought it might be a um yeah. I thought it might be a bug because of I know you had mentioned the one mod actually redoes them. So I didn't know if maybe there was a then what frustrates me is one of the things they say in the we've added new specialized to make it easier to organize, blah 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 blah, and we've made it less dependent on thralls, right? But on the same token, it's completely dependent on thralls. So, like, one of the things they said in the patch notes was the fact that, like, up above, about how um, they've taken the customization away from the thrall level and added it to the benches types of equipment. But then down in the patch notes for the actual person, it says tier 4 crafting thralls. Some crafting thralls now have specializations. These specializations confer additional bonuses to specific item stats. Okay, which makes sense. And then up above it, it says, where is it? One second. Ah, never mind, I misread it. In addition, some thralls also increase the attributes granted by the armor depending on their tier. I read that as armor, not armor. Does that make sense? I read it as the armor, not the armor stat. But once I reread it, I realize they mean the armor stat, which makes sense. And then it says, even though high-level thralls lost some advantages, the items crafted by said thralls will contain more powerful bonuses than ever, which is true and false according to the numbers, but that's okay. They're not all better, but that's okay. But it's really, really frustrating. So it's only the blacksmithers, the carpenters, the taskmasters, the priests, and the armor. Which is, cool. Makes sense. You'd think they would have given something to smelter, but that's okay. Okay, you're... Okay, that's okay. Which... Okay, I'm okay with that. You're... Well, I... No, what I was saying... So, like, for example, Orga's Steel Tongue, right? The one that I had to get for you. Not had to. The one I found for you because we were looking for the armor. I don't want to make it sound like you made me do something, because I know you didn't. I wanted to do it because I like killing things, let's be honest. It's a chore for love, right? She luckily... I ported over to your base just so I could look at them to see if there was similarities. Luckily, she has... She has a bonus. I would have been real upset if she didn't. I would have been really, really upset if it was now like, okay, time to get rid of this one. And that's what's frustrating to me, to a certain degree, is people who did work really hard to farm one, if they've decided that one no longer has one, I'd be really, really frustrated. Do you mind if I test that?
Hey.
Right, but it doesn't specify. So, like, back in the day, like pre this patch, right? The named ones had specific bonuses. This particular named one was the only one who could make flawless. This particular named one was the only one who could do this thing, right? Well, right. So, I'm using history to form a hypothesis. That's all I'm doing. My thought process would be, this particular named thrall is always an edgesmith. This particular named thrall is always a something else smith. I would think, but again, it just says some. It doesn't specify. It doesn't specify one way or the other. It doesn't specify any. It doesn't say any thrall can have a specialization. It says some thralls will have a specialization. So you could read that, to me, you could read that either way. Right. Right. I'm not gonna use them anywhere. No. No. I just mean go somewhere. Spawn them in is already, Actually, no, I don't have to do that.